What's going on, guys? It's me, VNA. Welcome in to the pre-show before the free show.
4K VNA in the house.
Look, you can see all my movements in 4K.
4K VNA is here. I am merely 720p Greg. Hello. Welcome into the pre-show before the free show. This is a programming note. So Monday's Memorial Day.
Yes.
We'll not have a show Monday. Okay. I am also out all next week. And so I believe it's going to be VNA and perhaps Carter Yates sitting in this chair.
Carter Yates.
So for those who love this show but hate me, I've got great news for you. Anyway, welcome into the pre-show before the free show. Hank graduated from kindergarten yesterday.
Yay, Hank! Congratulations, Hank. If you ever see this, congratulations.
Yeah, Hank did a great job.
Yay!
Graduated from, and then he got it's like kindergarten awards, and every kindergartner gets like an award, even if it's like brightest smile, you know what I mean, or like kindest heart or something.
Okay.
And those are all great. Hank got a couple of them, and one of them was a special recognition from the PE teacher, and I was a little confused. I was like, PE, like Hank is my kid. So he's not particularly athletic, right? He's not particularly athletic. Okay. Tries really hard, though. Really hard.
Okay.
But I started thinking about it, and my wife, who, of course, is a longtime elementary school teacher.
My wife.
She, of course, figured it out. She's like, no, dummy. The reason that he got the commendation from the PE teacher is because he follows directions. Aww. Which is a classic teacher's kid thing to do, is to follow directions. And if you think about it in PE, right? PE is chaos, right? I haven't been to an elementary school PE class in a hot minute, but I have to imagine it is among the most unhinged places in all of America, right? And so if you have a kid that listens and follows directions and also just like tries his best, like that's the one. He's him. He is him.
I love that.
In the PE class. So proud of Hank. That was great. You and I were having a private conversation earlier.
Oh my goodness.
That I'd like to bring to fore.
This was off limits.
This wasn't off limits. You got into an awesome concert on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah.
What did you think I was going to say?
Nothing.
No, now go into great depth about what you thought I was going to say.
You set me up. I
didn't do anything. So you got into, you went to a concert. You got hooked up by our friend, Matt Wilson.
Shout out Matt Wilson.
Arlington. Explain to me again, and by me, I mean the viewer. This is the theater thing. Explain who this band is, and because you showed me pictures, and it looked like they were turning thousands of people away for this concert.
It was I should have uploaded the picture, but I was like, I swear, half a mile away from Texas Live. The event is at Texas Live,
which is, by the way, for those who haven't been to Arlington recently, that is the big entertainment venue they've built kind of in between the Cowboy Stadium and the new Ranger Stadium.
Yes.
Go on, Vienna.
So every summer they do this thing where they have one Hispanic band, it's a free event after the game, and so we try to get there early, and maybe not even that early. It was 30 minutes, but.
So band goes on at 8 or something.
Yes.
And you got there 7:30.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And it was packed. The line was half a mile away from the doors. And we were getting turned away by security saying it was at max capacity.
Who is this band?
It's called La Fiera de Ojinaga. And it is a band. Ojinaga is a city in Chihuahua.
Okay.
And that is where I'm from. And yes, they are a norteño band, Spanish band, and they are very, very fun.
I pulled them up on Spotify, and they had like 2 million monthly listeners. This is like a big boy band. Yeah. This is not some fly-by-night band, like some grunge band in a garage. This is like a huge band.
It's insane because at 2000, and I knew it would fill up because at 2001, which is a Mexican club in near Dallas, they sell tickets for $100. And
for when this band is in town.
They sell tickets for $100, and it will still be full. So, the Hispanics will show up.
Okay. So how did you get in then?
I had mentioned to Matt Wilson. I hate to ask for things, and I had told him, I didn't even ask for anything. I was just like, look at this crazy line at Texas Live, and he was like, are you with your best friends? And sooner or later, I was, he was like, meet so and so at Texas Live, and they'll be able to get you a really nice spot. So I'm a million times grateful for that. And it was really cool to see one of my favorite bands.
So it was a good show?
It was awesome.
Okay.
It was awesome.
And you showed me pictures, and they were all wearing Rangers jerseys, which I appreciate.
Yes, they were. they were all like matching blue shoes. It was amazing. I love them so much. It was awesome.
Okay. That was awesome. Yeah, you came in, you were fired up on Monday to tell me about that.
I was very, very,
very cool.
Happy. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Matt Wilson.
You also talk to your friends at the gym about that. Anyway, hit the theme, Expo.
I did.
Yes, y'all. From the new Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show with VIP access. My name's Greg Tupper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all the places, or Instagram. What's up, Instagram?
What's up, Instagram?
What's up, nerds? Or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good with all the computers and gizmos in front of her. She is 4K VNA. What's up, VNA Moreno?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Are you asking me or the royal we?
You and the royal we.
I'm doing great. Thanks. Today is Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. It's 189 days of Thanksgiving. So we are about, I'm going to be out next week. We are about halfway to Thanksgiving. Next Thursday is about halfway to Thanksgiving. It's halfway to Thanksgiving. And so if you want to start planning now, it would be like, you'd be getting a jump on it, but like, I don't think it's out of bounds. If you want to start thinking about it, get a pad of paper out, just sketch out some things right now for Thanksgiving. It's only 199 days away. Happy birthday to, boy. Do you have a friend who has a birthday today?
Adam Scott.
Today's not Adam Scott's birthday. Happy birthday to Brian Danielson. Happy birthday to Brian Danielson. Tell Powers it's Brian Danielson's birthday.
It's Brian Danielson's birthday. I got this from him.
He's fired up.
He's in the corner.
He's a wrestler. Anyway, it's episode 1,800 and something or other.
Yes.
On today's show, folks.
I didn't have it.
Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday.
We're going to talk about the most explosive returning runners in Texas high school football. I say runners instead of rushers because it's not running backs. A lot of quarterbacks on here as well. We'll talk about that. And then back half of the show, sitting in this chair, celebrating Brian Danielson's birthday, is Greg Powers, our director of recruiting. We're going to talk This Week in Recruiting, the biggest news and notes from across the state of Texas. That sound good?
That sounds Fantastic.
Hot right? Okay.
Yes.
Do we have first four through the door VNA?
We
4K VNA?
do. We have BJWB.
Nice.
Matt Stepp.
Oh, no.
Matt Stepp.
Ugh.
Matt Stepp's in the comments.
Ugh.
And Lowell Good.
You got to start checking Instagram because Instagram's going to be popping too.
Do.
Anyway, you're really proud of that. You put Tep and Step on Wednesday yesterday. You put that on Instagram, and she would not shut up about it. I mean that sincerely. Anyway.
Wait. What do we have?
We got to mic up Powers. This is going.
Mrs. Tabor, our
Miss-
first IG commenter.
Mrs. Tabor.
Mrs. Tabor,
Thanks, Mrs.
first
Tabor.
IG comment. Let's go.
We appreciate it. Anyway, a lot to do today, VNA. Just because it's May doesn't mean there's not football to talk about, because it's Thursday, and that means it's time for Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday. Math Tuesday.
It's Math Tuesday here in Texas football today, where we dive inside the numbers of Texas high school football. And last week, you may remember, we talked about quarterbacks. We crunched the numbers on quarterbacks about the returning star power at the quarterback spot. And so now I want to turn my attention to running backs, yes, but also runners. Because what you'll see as we go through this is that we're talking about not just true blue running backs, good number of those guys who are coming back that are huge stars, including a couple of really outstanding, perhaps record-smashing running backs, but also quarterbacks who will take off and run with it. And so what I want to do is break down who are the most explosive Texas high school football runners coming back in 2025 after what were outstanding 2024 seasons. And so let's start as basic as it gets. Hey, who ran for the most yards that's coming back next year? Coming back this coming year, right? So let's go to the first graphic. And here, you'll see a guy we've talked about, John Hebert, running back at Houston's Drake Jesuit. He led the state in rushing last year, 3,542 yards. 3,542 yards. That is heady stuff. The 3,500-yard barrier in a season has only been accomplished, 3,542 is 7th all-time. It's the 7th highest total in Texas high school football history. Not to be outdone, H.D. Davis is coming back from Wolf City after running for almost 2,800 yards. Ryan Estrada out there in El Paso, at El Paso El Dorado, was a 2,400-yard rusher. Jet Walker at Georgetown, 2,300 yards. Gavin Black right behind him at Odessa Permian. Jacoby Dixon, who was such a star for Brenham, 2,200 yards. Ernie Powers at El Paso Franklin. KJ Porter at Newton's coming back after running for 22-18. Sean Garza, who was so good for Lavernia last year, he's coming back. He ran for 22-12. And then Jordan Prince at Beckville ran for 21-41. This is good. And if you wanted to stop here, you'd be like, all right, these are the top returning rushers in Texas high school football coming back. And you wouldn't be wrong. These are guys who obviously ran for the most number of yards. But I don't think it tells the whole story because, for example, a lot of these guys, Brenham, I know, made the third round of the playoffs, right? Newton made, I believe, the third round of the playoffs. Others of these teams did these in fewer games. And so what I want to look at now is the yards per game. We looked at how many games everyone played in, and we broke down how many yards per game these guys averaged. So let's go to the next graphic. And here, you'll see still on top, not a ton of change here. Top three, John Hebert ran for 272.5. That's insane. Think about a Dallas Cowboys running back just rolling out of bed and running for 272 yards.
That's crazy.
On an average game. H.D. Davis ran for 253. That's nuts. Ryan Estrada was at 220. Ernie Powers, also out there in El Paso, at El Paso Franklin, was the only other guy to run for average 200 yards a game. Then you've got guys like Jet Walker, Gavin Black, Damian Figueroa, who was really good for Corpus Christi Toloso Midway, a team that didn't play all that many games. He ran for 182 yards a game. Jordan Prince at 178. Jacoby Dixon at Brenham, 172.5, or nearly 173. And then Luke Tharp, the sophomore for San Saba, the Armadillos, ran for 171.7 yards per game. So these are guys from a rate stat perspective in game were doing outstanding. But we also have data on a per carry basis, right? as far as who were the guys that ran for the most yards per carry. So every time they touched the ball, how many did they get through? And to put this in perspective, I want to put this in perspective as you look at this. No, go ahead. That's fine. In FBS college football last year, okay, the leader in yards per carry was Duke Watson at Louisville, who ran for 8.9. Lamont Franklin at Goliad ran for 16.3 yards per carry. Braylon Johnson ran for 14. DeJuan Johnson at New Diana, we'll get back to him, ran for 13.7. El Paso El Dorado's Ryan Estrada ran for 13.5 yards. Jaron Fisher at Weimar, 13.1. Wilmer Hutchinson's Jaheim Cummings was spectacular, almost 13 yards a carry. Same goes for J.T. Harris at Yules Trinity. There's K.J. Edwards. There goes that man, 12.5 yards a carry. D.K. Garza at Alamo Heights, 12 yards a carry. Legend Bay, the quarterback at North Forney, 11.7 yards per game. All these guys, I can't stress this enough. There's a key word at the top, returning. All of those guys are coming back next year in the 2025 season. All of these guys we're going to get to see in Texas high school football. And the next thing I want to look at is touchdown rate. Okay? So this is what percentage of these guys' carries is ending in the end zone. To me, this is the large bills only category, okay? This is for who is hitting pay dirt, who is basically only getting stopped by the goal line. You know what I mean? They could keep running forever. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about the guy at the top here. If you go to the next graphic, there's Lamont Franklin again. Go to the other one if you wouldn't mind. The one that's yards per touchdown rate. Should be mark number 4. Nope, keep going.
Number 4.
Can you find it? Okay. Let's talk about Lamont Franklin. Should be one more.
What the heck? There we go.
There it is. Touchdown rate.
Cool.
There's Lamont Franklin. He scored a touchdown on 24.3% of his carries. Okay? 1 out of every 4 carries for him ended in the end zone. Okay? Lamont Franklin carried the ball 74 times for 1,200 yards and 18 touchdowns. That's insane. He carried the ball 74 times and scored 18 times. If that was a batting average in baseball, he'd be like a solid hitter. Rylan Morris, the quarterback, a do-it-all athlete there at Honeygrove at 22.8%. Braylon Johnson there again at Fall City. What a playmaker he is, 22%. D.K. Garza at Alamo Heights. There's DeJuan Johnson again. We'll get to him. 19 was his touchdown rate. Landon Williams-Callis, who we saw in the state championship game, leading Richmond Randall to a state championship. 18.7% of his carries ended in the end zone. Jet Taylor, 18.2, right? Ryan Estrada, 17.9. Jet Walker, Georgetown, 17.5. And then Legend Bay there at North Forney. So what I wanted to do now is Lamont Franklin, those numbers are silly. And so what I wanted to do is do something similar that we did with the quarterback spot. Okay? The quarterback spot, what I did was we came up with a metric we called the explosiveness index. This is basically taking guys who and valuing how many yards per carry they get and how many touchdown and their touchdown rates. We're combining the yards per carry as well as their touchdown rate to put together one metric to measure the most explosive rushers. And lapping the field is Lamont Franklin. Okay? Those numbers, he's kind of a receiver, running back athlete. They just hand him the ball all sorts of ways, and he just scores. He's off the charts. Okay? Braylon Johnson at Fall City, not far behind. D.K. Garza. DeJuan Johnson, Ryan Estrada, Rylan Morris, Jet Taylor, K.J. Edwards, the 8th most explosive runner in Texas high school football coming back this year. Legend Bay, and then J.T. Harris at Yules Trinity. Now, if we can come back on camera here for a moment. There's one guy that I've kind of mentioned there, and that's DeJuan Johnson, okay? DeJuan Johnson there at New Diana. He was ranked there, according to our explosiveness index, as the 4th most explosive runner coming back in 2025. The 4th most explosive runner. And if you think that name sounds familiar, let's flash it back to last week's Math Tuesday segment where we talked about the most explosive passers in Texas high school football. And let's roll that beautiful bean footage. You'll notice something on this graphic from last week. The number 1 most explosive passer in Texas high school football last year, or coming back from last year, is DeJuan Johnson from New Diana. So this guy is the number 1 most explosive passer and the number 4 most explosive rusher. One guy. What I'm here to tell you is I think DeJuan Johnson's pretty good. And I think you should be paying attention to what New Diana's got cooking. This guy is off the charts, breaking these numbers open. And I think right now, I'm comfortable calling DeJuan Johnson the most explosive offensive player in Texas high school football entering the 2025 season. This guy's out of control. There's a look at the most explosive rushers in Texas high school football returning for the 2025 season. And that is Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday.
We're Texas Football Today. We're here Mondays and Thursdays on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Hey, you. Go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Sure hope you will. Become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. We are putting a bow on the 2025 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Working hard on it. That's why there's bags under my eyes. If you want to get your copy mailed to you, right in your mailbox, right in your little mail slot, right in your little, I don't know if you got the little mailbox that like you lift up the thing and you put the things in and close it. However your mailbox is formatted, we will put a magazine in it. If you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. You can also get a year of Dave Campbell's Texan Live, our streaming platform. More than 1,900 live Texas high school events annually. You get all that for a low, low price at TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Makes a great gift as well. Memorial Day is on Monday. That's not really a gift-giving holiday, but like,
you know,
just tell somebody you're thinking about them.
yes.
Your personal trainer. Get them a Texas or some other person at the gym. Go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Coming up here in just a moment, Greg Powers will be sitting in this chair. We'll be talking This Week in Recruiting. But first, a word from these valued partners.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Hey DFW residents, get your grocery essentials in minutes, not hours or days, with Wing Drone Delivery. Forget about last-minute trips to the store when you need things like cereal for breakfast before school, medicine for a cold, or snacks for a movie night. Wing's drones get you quick, no-contact delivery in as fast as 15 minutes. Say goodbye to last-minute grocery runs and say hello to more of your valuable time. Sign up today.
Joined out here by Hayden Gunner at Denton High School. Man, it's a big day for you. You got your decision coming right now.
After a lot of thinking, with the family talking, stressing out.
Let's see exactly where Malik Hawkins is going to be heading.
First off, I want to start by thanking God. Without him, I wouldn't be anything. I wouldn't be blessed with all these opportunities.
He's got 5 schools he's choosing between. We're about to find out who it's going to be. Got your teammates, coaches, family, friends surrounding you, so you couldn't have a bigger stage right here to announce it on. So without further ado, we're going to go to the man right here, Kobe Foreman. Who's it going to be?
I will be attending.
I'll be committed to the University of Oklahoma.
University of Texas A&M.
Stanford University.
The University of Oklahoma.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Back here on Texas Football Today, I am Greg. That is VNA, and this is Greg Powers.
What's up, y'all?
Where's the studio audio? I was expecting like a round of applause.
Yeah, like we needed.
There we go.
There we go.
That's
Just one applause.
One applause. It's not really a round.
Better than
it's
no
more of a
applause.
line. More of a line of applause at that point.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's fine. Welcome in, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in on a Thursday. I know you normally.
I love to talk about recruiting, though. You know that,
That's
right?
true.
Like, I mean, you give me a chance to get it up here and talk about some elite players in Texas.
True enough.
I'm down.
I'm Greg Tupper. That's Greg Powers. This is This Week in Cruton. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our Director of Recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowerScout. See his fine work at texasfootball.com/recruiting. And, of course, this is brought to you by our good chicken friends at Chicken Express. Chicken Express, clucking good taste, no time to waste. Chicken Express.
I love fried chicken.
I do, too.
I really do. It's great. It's delicious. And Chicken Express does it the best. But I don't think, like, I mean, I just, yeah, you win. You win the day.
This Week in Recruiting. Let's get to the latest
done,
news
sir.
and notes from
Well
across the
done.
state. Can I just tell you this? The thing that, the only compliment VNA ever pays me
Oh God.
is she will, like, occasionally come to me if I say something hilarious. She will say, "You're funny today." So my goal every day is just for VNA to declare me funny today.
Well, you had me, like, quiet about Chicken Express.
That's true.
Usually, like, I'm, like, coming out guns blazing on chicken. Like, I just didn't.
Count it.
I was like, yeah.
It's just recruiting. Let's start with our prospect on the rise. Our prospect on the rise, let's go to North Forney to talk about their senior 2026 offensive tackle, Marcus Page Jr., who was really, really impressive at the North Forney spring game. Picked up an offer from Baylor, who was in attendance. He's already got offers from places like Houston, UTSA, and Texas State. If you saw that basketball highlight,
That was great.
6'7", 290 pounds. Ball don't lie, and this is a large child who is starting to turn some heads in the recruiting.
You're watching basketball highlights of Marcus Page because guess what? He has these offers. He hasn't played varsity football yet.
What?
Yeah, he's going to be coming on to North. They got him off the hardwood, walk into North Forney's spring game, and you're like, who's this 6'7", I mean, he's already been getting some offers.
Sure.
But who's this 6'7", 290-pound monster? Well, that's Marcus Page Jr., of course, Greg. And he's a freak show. And you're starting to see his recruitment pop off a little bit. And I'm extreme, like, he's must-watch TV, right? Like, if you're wanting to go to see
He's quick on his feet.
yeah, if you're wanting to go see a sleeper prospect in
Look at that.
Texas high school
A little
football,
dream shake.
go check out Legend Bay and Ryan Deuce Gilbert and Bryson Thrower. And while you're at it, check out that offensive front that features Marcus Page, because you won't find too many that are built like him that aren't like.
Do you realize how impressive you have to be to have zero varsity game tape?
Yep.
And to get an offer from Baylor? Like, from a Power 4 conference.
Look at him pulling up.
I get it. Absolutely. I mean, this guy can play basketball, obviously, and the size and what we've seen in the limited action on the spring game is obviously impressive enough. Marcus Page Jr. is very much like a buy stock early situation.
I want to also point out something within this recruitment that I think is important. high-end academics, took his academics serious from day one, well-rounded off of the court and off of the gridiron as well, and that certainly helps it be easier for a college to justify a scholarship at the point that you don't have the tape to go off.
Like, let's be real. He has no varsity tape. So if you offer him, it is inherently a risk, right? But I think what you're mentioning is he's gonna take care of his business in the classroom.
Right.
He's gonna take care of his business in the community, right? He's got his head screwed on straight. Those types of things make you, I think, allow coaches to say, you know what, this is a risk worth taking, because if it hits,
right,
it's gold mine. And if, let's just say he's more of a project than people think he is. Okay, well, at least he's a good locker room guy. At least he's not going to be causing trouble with the program.
He's going to take care of his business in the classroom. He's going to show up on time. I think all those things are really important because college coaches are nowadays looking for differentiators, right? Like what sets you apart, because they're taking a certain percentage less of high school athletes, right? I don't know that our numbers say that in Texas. I know that there's a big reason why you should subscribe to Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine is because of the recruiting by the numbers piece, which sheds light on how many players are going from Texas to college. And you'll have to tell us then what that number is. But the way it's phrased now is that the percentages are down nationally.
Yes.
They may not be as down in Texas.
It is down in Texas, about at the same rate as the nation.
Okay.
But your point is well taken. Programs are a little more stingy with their scholarships. And so you're right. You need differentiators. And certainly Marcus Page Jr. has got that differentiator. Another guy who's got differentiators is our commit of the week.
Yes.
Our commit of the week. It came down live during your Rising show.
It was one week ago.
Jermaine Bishop at Willis, the superstar two-way athlete. An athlete is really the only way you could put it. Committed this week to Texas after offers from all over the place, including Oklahoma, USC, Texas A&M. I think there is an argument to be made that Jermaine Bishop is one of the very best receivers in this class and also one of the very best defensive backs in this class. That's not even to mention what he does on special teams.
Right.
He's an electrifying playmaker.
Yeah, he's one of the most fun players I've watched in Texas high school football of all time.
Wow.
I don't know where to put him in those rankings categorically, but Kyler Murray's certainly on that list, right? Like, he was so fun to watch in high school. Well, Jermaine Bishop brings some of those same qualities that Kyler brought to the table, albeit at completely different positions. He's a guy who, I mean, he doesn't even have to get hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he can just evade tackles at the high school level and not take shots. But he has a dog mentality, especially on the defensive side of the ball where you see it, that he plays with reckless abandon. So he has the best of both worlds, right? Like, he's fast enough and quick enough where he don't have to take the shots, but he's mean enough that he wants to deliver them.
Right.
And I guess that's a fun way to describe Jermaine Bishop, because he can quite frankly do anything on a football field. I think as he enters college, he'll concentrate first in the secondary, get his skills shored up and translate his game to that level at that position, then work in on the offensive side of the ball. I think that's a good plan for Jermaine Bishop's trajectory as he goes into Texas. And guess what? Texas doubled down this week with another secondary commitment from Yaheem Riley, who's one of the top safeties in the entire country. So, I mean, Texas had a pretty good week in recruiting, especially as it relates to the defensive secondary.
He's a remarkable playmaker. Ashley Pickle and I got to call his game against DeSoto.
Fun.
And he's just, I mean, he just pops off the screen at you.
Like, he's one you go watch. Like, go watch him. If you love football, here's a chance to watch, like, I'm a Reds fan, so I'm going to say, like, here's a chance to watch Ellie De La Cruz.
Yes.
You know what I mean? A young Ellie De La Cruz. You know,
singing my song here,
okay.
buddy. Yeah. You know how I feel about Ellie De La Cruz, and I feel similarly. I think you're right. He's a box office attraction.
Right.
Like, even if you're not a Willis fan, even if you're not a Texas fan, you just want to see, like, one of the most electrifying Texas high school football players we've seen in quite some time. Here you go.
By comparison, Willis is way better than the Cincinnati Reds, though.
Very true.
Just saying. So you're probably going to go watch them win a game.
Let's get to our underclassmen of the week. Our underclassmen of the week. We're going to Killeen Harker Heights to talk about their 2027 quarterback, Hudson Humble.
Yep.
Okay. Coach's kid, correct?
Yes, he is.
Coach's kid.
Coach's kid.
He helped Harker Heights qualify for the state 7-on-7 tournament at the Allen SQT. He was really exceptional and added an offer from Lamar This is an under the radar. This would have been a guy who in about a year, if Lamar hadn't gotten in on it, might have qualified for here's a guy
for sure
for Carter Yates. But this guy, you turn on the tape, and as a sophomore, I thought he really showed out for Harker Heights.
I'm really impressed with Hudson Humble, and one of the things that I loved to watch so much in the 7-on-7 setting was the way that he could control the tempo. Mm-hmm. He's a high IQ guy, right? He understood when to put his foot down on the gas and press, and he understood the time without. A lot of times in 7-on-7, you see people yelling in, right?
Yes.
Watch the clock. Watch the clock.
Yeah.
Got to get to first. You don't have to say that to him. Mm-hmm. He knows. And that was glaringly apparent watching him operate within the offense. Then I came home on Saturday after the 7-on-7, put this tape on right here that everybody's watching right now, and I thought, whoa, this is a dude. Mm-hmm. Like he can spin it. Like he was spinning it well in the 7-on-7, but in that setting I was just more impressed with his sharpness, I usually say surgical.
Yeah.
But that's not the way it was the tempo, more of the tempo.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
I get what you're saying, yeah. Because surgical implies there's a methodical pace to it. This is a guy who was making those throws and making these plays.
It was like boom, 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 3 plays, back off, let's get something going. Boom, boom, boom. And it was just like a clinic on how to run a 7-on-7 offense. And that obviously translated onto the tape right here. Harker Heights did well in the 7-on-7 last year. I think they went into the consolation. Did they win?
I think they won the consolation. Maybe in the final, yeah.
Or went to the final. And then you saw this on. So you do see some of these skills in the 7-on-7 setting translate to the gridiron. But got to tip our cap to Hudson Humble for something else.
Oh, yeah.
And that's for his giant bass fishing trophy. Scrolling through the social media, amazing.
You sent me this photo of him with this bass. The bass is look at this thing.
Crazy.
Hudson Humble, by the way, is 6 feet tall. Okay? That's not some tiny child who's holding this average size fish. That is a huge bass.
Hey, you know what? It was probably a great day when he got his first scholarship offer from Lamar, right? Like, that's
probably
a great day.
Yes.
Catching this bass has to be up there with it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not. I love seeing the photo. What a great day he had probably reeling that thing in.
Let me ask you a question. Because we mentioned this. He's coached kids. Mark Humble is his head coach is the
checked him out on Texan Live.
Yes. What was a prouder moment for him? The Lamar offer or the bass?
I don't know, man. I think
that's got to be
that 2,986 yards last season.
Pretty good.
Coach, you got to pick one. What are you going to do? I know spending a day fishing with your boy has got to rank pretty high.
Absolutely.
But getting the first scholarship offer from, I don't know, I guess.
Boy, here's the great news. He doesn't have to choose.
Yeah.
he got to see them both.
Yep.
One guy who never has to choose. It's Greg Powers, our director of recruiting. Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScouts. He has fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. Thanks, Powers.
You're welcome.
Let's go over to Vianney Moreno to close us out on America's second favorite segment. Final thoughts. What you got, V?
I got...
Are you a fisher?
Whoa.
Oh, you got more Hudson Humble tape. Are you a fisher person? Fisher woman?
No, I've never really fished. My dad wasn't the biggest on fishing.
Outdoorsy?
Yeah, no.
I think I've mentioned this when Pickle's been on the show, that Hank has been fishing 3 times off the dock at Dee Dee and Papa Bear's lake house.
Yeah.
Off the dock, and he's fished with a hot dog.
Nice.
Caught 3 fish.
Catfishing?
He's 3 for 3. And I'm like, I'm sure he thinks this is easy. Like, what are you guys stressing out about?
Make him unhook it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point. He suddenly goes here you go.
Yeah.
It's do the rod.
You got to do your own hook, son.
Yeah, exactly right. That's how we graduate. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Vianney.
No, Matt Stepp was just going to say, or Matt Stepp was saying in the comments, Father's Day is coming up.
Father's Day is coming up. It's a couple weeks, so you got some time. TexasFootball.com/subscribe makes a great gift as well. A reminder, there's no show on Monday because of Memorial Day, and then I believe Carter Yates is going to be sitting in this chair on Thursday because I am out. But that's going to do it for us.
Where are you going?
Me?
Yeah, where are you going?
I'm going to camp.
Camp season. I just tweeted today. Camp season is here. It's
camp
official.
season. It's camp season for me too. I'm involved in this yellow wristband is a youth leadership organization that I volunteer with, and they've got a summer camp. So I'm going to summer camp for a week.
Volunteering.
I am volunteering. That's fine. It'll be fun. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Also Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. Thanks for watching us on Instagram. Or see us on TexasFootball.com. For Vianney Moreno and Greg Powers, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please get your Player of the Year trophy. We will see you Thursday on Texas Football Today.
Bye.